President Trump's belligerent remarks over the weekend have only served to increase anxiety here, and it's entirely unnecessary. The Americans had 10,000 troops here and several bases at the height of the Cold War, and the Danish government and Greenlandic politicians have been completely clear that if the Americans are concerned about the Russian and Chinese threat, they could build that force up again. As for the people here in Greenland, well, they are scared. They live a traditional way of life. Now, in the story we're about to show, you're going to see a picture of a seal, which is dead. That is the traditional life here, hunting and fishing. People don't want to lose that way of life.
We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
Surely the world's largest island, an autonomous territory within Denmark, and a fine piece of seafront real estate must be on the market for the right price.
Trump says he wants to buy us like we were a common prostitute. I'm sorry to say that, but I got so angry. I think it's so disrespectful to the Inuit people of Greenland to be treating us this way, to walk in like we are uneducated, unknowing people who are primitive and would fall for whatever flash they were supposed to come with.
And this land has added value. Beneath the snow and ice lie 43 of the 50 minerals and metals deemed by the US government critical for modern technology.
They said it bluntly, why they're interested in Greenland, like critical mineral resources and also trading routes that are emerging due to climate change. So Greenland is smack in the middle of it. So it's a very strategic position for business, but also security.
It's not just the fishermen who've noticed the ice melting earlier each year. Russia and China are also increasing their Arctic presence, but only the US has threatened to take Greenland. Seal hunting is a way of life. The boats may be better now, but this is a lifestyle that's passed down through the generations. Change is gradual here. A combination of fishing, tourism and a subsidy from the Danish government is what keeps Greenland going as it tries to modernise but retain its traditional culture at the same time. Now Greenlanders say they feel caught. They have a complicated relationship with Denmark, the colonial power, and most people I've been speaking to say they see American behaviour as threatening. Sunday morning, and nothing disturbs the peace in Nuuk. When Danish missionaries brought Christianity to Greenland in the 18th century, they tried to suppress Inuit culture. These days, Greenlanders are free to practice their customs, but even though Greenland has self-rule, some resentment remains.
I was in elementary school. We have segregated classes for Danish people and Greenlandic people. So there was segregation still, especially before all of this happened. Nobody in Denmark, basically, especially in the governments, in the political parties, but also the general sentiment, the majority don't really want to accept they have been a colonial power.
But some say in this crisis it's time to forget the old bitterness.
I trust Denmark because they have ratified treaties in the UN, like the treaties for indigenous people and preserving our culture. And I trust them also because they have always done right by us when they had to. And whenever we have had problems, whenever we had economical problems and such, Denmark has actually come to our aid.
This weekend's annual dog sledding championship was partly funded by the US government, a classic use of soft power. But President Trump has refused to rule out using hard power. The cannons on a Danish warship in Nuuk harbour no longer fire. As a member of NATO, Denmark always thought the US would be part of Greenland's defence, while Greenlanders have been aspiring for independence.
We haven't been an independent nation, but we're already tasked with dealing with high-intensive, day-to-day twists of international politics that we have to say something about?
No, it's not time for independence. We don't have the economy for it, and of course we don't have the military for it either. And we never will have a military for that.
Just 57,000 Greenlanders live on a vast snow-covered land. The US could have cooperated with Denmark and Greenland to build up its military presence here back to Cold War levels. But Greenland, like Panama and Canada, is part of Donald Trump's plan to dominate the Western Hemisphere, whether the people who live here like it or not.